Mind renewal and power thoughts begin with forward thinking. Without your mind moving forward, your actions will struggle towards your goal. We need to move forward. We need to quit thinking about the past. Quit focusing. Okay, think about it. Quit focusing on the past. What's focusing on the past do? These are two things that I come up with that I feel like it does if you focus on the past. Slows your progress down by you put your time and your energy in what you have done rather than what you are to do to get to where you want to be. We only got so much energy. Our mind only has so much energy. Therefore, our body only has so much energy. Why are we focusing on the past and putting it there and beating ourselves up for whatever or getting excited about the old accomplishments? We need to put it forward. The other thing it does, keeps your mindset of the you of yesterday. If you focus on the past, you're thinking of the you of yesterday, rather than helping you remember that you are working to become a new, more successful you. Energy is very important. Your mind is very important. Forward thinking is very important. Forward thinking equals forward movement. Thus begins the stages of mind renewal. This is a little tidbit I want to bring up here. In regards to talking about the past, Rick Warren is one of my most favorite authors. And he has this quote, we are a product of the past, but we don't have to be prisoners of it. So that's basically what I was just talking about. You are who you are today because of what happened to you or what you've done in the past. But that doesn't mean that you have to stay there. You're not stuck. We've been blessed with the present and hopefully blessed with the future. So we don't have to stay back there. And I just want to let you know, Rick Warren wrote Purpose Driven Life. Anybody in here read that? That is, it is a Christian-based book, but it was, and the reason why I wanted to bring this in there is to kind of share with you. In 2006, I was kind of in a spot where I was surrounded by a lot of negativity and frustration and whininess, complaining and blame, and et cetera, et cetera. And I was right in there with all of it. And I started hating where I was going, like my mind and my body, my physically, everything. I didn't like it. So I was drawn to this. I've always had a huge faith. And I was drawn to this book, and something told me to start reading this book, so I picked it up. And I bought it, and on my lunch hours, I went by myself instead of going to the table with everybody else, and I read that. After I ate, of course. And I read that book every day. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know what personal development was in 2006, honestly. At the time, though, I know now that this was kind of my foundation, my start of my own personal transformation. And I've just gone from there, and I've got a lot further to go. But highly recommend that book for anybody that may be interested in it. All right. You know what you want. You know when you want it. Is everybody getting really hot? Mm-hmm. I'll open this door. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud. I can't open the windows, I'm sorry. You know what you want. You know when you want it. And now it's time to move. But in order to move, we need to develop a massive action plan. Why do I say massive? Because you need to think big, to do big, to achieve big. Think big, do big, to achieve big. What is an action plan? Well, it's basically, it acts as your guideline, your roadmap, your to-do list. That's the way I like to think of it. I like to think of it as a big to-do list. Well, however you want to think about it. It's what it takes to get from where you are now to where you want to be. Just like a map, if you're going to go on a destination, you got a map in front of you, you know, now we got it on our GPS. It tells you exactly how to get there. It's your roadmap. It's going to take some thought, but you got to think it through. Now I want to point out, you got to keep in mind the deadline when you're doing your roadmap, your action plan, because you've got a deadline. You know you've got to achieve ABC this week, because then you can build on that and achieve the next week XYZ. Okay, so always think about your deadline when you're doing your roadmap. we can start doing what we want to do, because we did the do step of making the roadmap. We got our to-do list in hand. Now the fun begins. You can start hitting your to-do list. But wait. What if, but I'm scared to, but I never, and I might fail when I do that. I've seen this look on some clients' faces. You want me to do what? This is when you start thinking about all the things that could go wrong. Everybody does it, guys. Everybody. I don't care, the most successful people in the world have fear. The ways you may fail. The ways you may look stupid. The ways you may have, the things that you may have to do that make you feel uncomfortable. But you can't do that. You've come this far. You cannot let fear defeat you. Fear, no, remember this. Fear is a feeling. Feeling we all get. But fear can be overcome. And you don't need the Wizard of Oz to help you get your courage. You're heading towards a new and better you now. And when you do that, and a new and better life, you have to make some changes. And I'm sorry, but you have to face some giants. The giants you've been scared of. It's time to face your fears. How do I do that? Facing your fears is a continuation of that wonderful thing I like to call mind renewal. Who, what, when, and where you put yourself. The words that you say and the words that you think. These are all major, huge, major components in helping you develop your courage. Start thinking all positive thoughts. You have no idea. Some of you might. Some of you don't probably know how powerful your thoughts actually are. Surround yourself with positive people, places, and things. There's been many things out there that say that you kind of become the 5 people that you hang around with the most. And the same thing with the places. I'm fortunate enough that I've found places, and you all can seek them out too, that have helped me become a better person than I was 10 years ago. Say all positive words. Words, this is why I like to think words are the gap between your thoughts and your actions. You think, you do, you act. All hand in hand. And every single one should be positive. Personal development materials. Anybody know what personal development is? Yes, Chad? You know what it is?
It's the act of continuing to improve on yourself.
That's correct. There was a time I didn't know what it was. Like I said earlier, I started reading that book and I was doing personal development. I didn't even know it. It comes in the forms of books and audios, thank you, Chad, videos, and other positive, successful, supportive individuals that you can put yourself around. Every single one of these things help you become stronger and give you that armor to secure yourself while you're facing your giants. Personal development materials are huge, enormous on the pathway to your goals. I personally found my biggest weapon against my fear is my faith in God. Every single morning. And if I don't, I know it. Every single morning I try and get up and start my day with God and get my mind renewed and set. And like I said, if I don't, I sure can tell the difference in my day. That's my personal way of developing my armor for the day. But I also surround myself with tons of other personal development things and positive things, positive, based books, music, quotes, positive and motivating Facebook pages and people on Facebook. Facebook can be a wonderful tool. You just got to seek out the right stuff. I encourage all of you to do the same thing. From the moment you wake up in the morning, you should look towards positivity, and learning how to grow. From the moment you wake up, all of this helps you boost your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And then you can face your fears. You also need to meditate on all good and optimistic, positive thoughts. And this is a big one that people don't even think about sometimes. You need to avoid as much negativity and drama as possible. And that, in my mind, even includes too much news. I know some people, it's the first thing they do in the morning is watch the news. And the news has its place, and I know I need to know what's going on in this world. And I'm really glad I got Amanda. And Facebook.
I'm allowed to be negative and watch
You choose to. Anyway, if you get yourself too, everybody knows, you turn the news on and it's negative after negative after negative. You get yourself wrapped up in that, and you start thinking bad about life, and then in turn bad about yourself. You don't have that positivity, you don't have that courage, you don't have that I can make a difference in myself and in this life. If you continue to put yourself around. And there's other negativity and drama, and everybody's got their own. I know I still do. There's a lot of truth to the law of attraction. The law of attraction, this is the way I like to think about it. If you know me from Facebook, I've posted this several times. Positive in, positive out, and like a boomerang, positive right back at you. There's a lot of truth to the fact that if you are as positive as you can be, and you stay as positive as you can be, positive comes back at you. It's the law of attraction. And then another thing I want to point out, and I want you to remember this is kind of important too, learn and surround yourself with people that have accomplished the goal that you have accomplished, or a similar goal that you are trying to accomplish. Because they all had to start somewhere too. Not every, it's very few that people, woke up and they're successful people. They had to take steps to where they are. You can learn a lot from people like that. This is an illustration that I saw on Facebook many months ago and I absolutely love. Simple. I like simple. I like pictures like this. This is our little bubble that we're living in. I'm right there. You call it your comfort zone. If we don't learn to face our fears, we tend to stay in our little bubble. The problem is, out here, where all the magic happens. That, oh, what a feeling, that magic, that accomplishment, it's out here. It's time to demolish your comfort zone. Knock it down. Definition of a comfort zone is a situation or position in which a person feels secure, comfortable, in control. In control. That's the one I struggle with. Still. Especially in the past, if I was asked to do something that I didn't feel like I had skills to do, it'd scare me, I'd step out, and I wouldn't do it. And guess what? I didn't learn, I didn't grow, and there's times I didn't have fun because of it. Because I was scared. You got to learn to step out where you feel secure, where you feel comfortable, and where you feel in control. It's that old familiar place where you've been living prior to your decision to reaching this goal. Remember, you made a decision to reach a goal. So you're moving forward. This is when you must look back. There's a reason why we think about that why, and there's a reason why we think about that purpose. You get scared, you need to start thinking back why you're doing this, what is the purpose of doing this, and that helps motivate you to demolish your comfort zone. Helps motivate you to move past that fear. This is when you once again need to see that vision, that clarity that we talked about. You need to see and feel your vision and your destiny. You need to own it again. Every single time. You can't just own it back there and then forget about it. That's why we wrote it down. You need to meditate on it and think, this is why I'm doing this. You face your fear, you knock down your bubble.